All right, hello there. I Probably not going to be the longest video today. Let me move that up a little bit. There we go. I can hear myself better. Probably not the longest video today. Just was thinking and kind of trying to put pen to paper, and I tend to work things better or work things out better a little bit when I talk through them with you. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk through them with you. I was thinking about an idea that success finds the joyful, those who are at peace in their heart. And expanding on that thought and thinking through it, I tend to see people who are assured of their vision, that are assured of their purpose, and they get up and they go out and they do, and it seems like things tend to break their way. And I think that that has a lot to do with how they show up in their endeavors. And so if you know where you're planning to go, if you know the work that you're planning to do, and you're assured of that purpose, you're joyful at heart, you know that what you're actually operating under, the thought that you're operating under, carries weight and it's meaningful to you. I think that when it's meaningful to you, you end up showing up in a way that you can align people to your just cause and get people on board. And so you find more success in that endeavor. And I think that's something that we can all strive for. So when you know your purpose, when you know your path, or when you know your purpose, your path tends to show up in front of you. And I don't mean that it doesn't take work. That's not really what I'm getting at. The work may still be difficult, but that's okay. Because if you're assured in your purpose, then it's worth it to you. And I think that if you're out there to help others, to endeavor to make people better in whatever facet that you do, I mean, if your job is to make sandwiches, make the best sandwich you can. Whatever you do, if you do it to the best of your abilities and you're continually growing and seeking to do better, I think that there's value in that work, and I think that the value you demonstrate to others is incredible. So it doesn't matter what the task is, what the job is. It matters your attitude towards it, and if it fulfills a purpose, if it fulfills something in your life, I really would encourage you to press into that and find the joy in every moment. I mean, how much time do you actually spend thinking about the possibilities that lay before you? Do you think about fortune? Do you think about your future? Do you think about opportunities? I think that oftentimes we get in a day to day, we get in a routine. I'm not going to call it a rut because I love routines. I'm a creature of habit. I do the same thing every morning. That's my calling card. I remember in college, I ate the same thing for breakfast every year for 4.5 years. Yes, I did take a victory lap. That happens. But I ate the same thing every day for 4.5 years because it was consistent. It was good for me. I didn't. It was less thinking I had to do. I could spend more time thinking about other things. And that's what I'm after. I mean, Steve Jobs wore the same thing every day because it was less he had to think about. And so when you free yourself up from thinking about the day to day, you can start thinking about future, you can start thinking about fortune, you can start thinking about opportunities. And so opportunities tend to show up, uh, not by chance, but when you're looking for them. Opportunities show up when you start looking for them, when you are seeking out a new position or a new role or a new career, whatever that is. Those opportunities tend to show up because you're looking for them. But I would say that they don't only show up when you're looking for them, they show up when you're ready to take them. And when you're ready to take them, it might be you might have the concept or the notion that you're ready for that next opportunity. And that's going to be the springboard to the future, the fortune, the opportunities that present themselves when you're successful in business. Perhaps, though, it's ready for you so that you can learn a lesson that will prepare you for the next opportunity. I think that we're always learning. I think that when we stop learning, we get stagnant, and the routine that we create for ourselves does more to keep us there than it does to prepare us for the next opportunity. So I think that in every situation, there's something to learn, there's something to grow from, and there's an when you learn and when you grow, when you master that discipline, when you learn the lesson that you were meant to learn, that's where the real growth happens, and that's where you become ready for the next opportunity. So I think that in all of this, what I want you to hear is if we are constantly looking for an opportunity, if we're constantly looking for an opportunity to learn, to grow, to better ourselves, and in the doing of that, we're bettering those around us and we're getting more assured in our purpose. We're getting more confident in our ability. And we are then taking that purpose and that confidence and giving that blessing to others that the craft that we have in front of us, that the job that we do, the role that we have, the career we've chosen, when we understand the blessing that that becomes to other people, I think that's where we find joy and that's where the opportunity presents itself. Because again, successful finds the joyful, those that are at peace in their heart. And it's not that you're not continuously looking to grow or do other things, but you're at peace where you sit. And that opens you up for the next opportunity. That opens you up for what can come next. I don't know what does come next. Depends on your stage in your life. If the next opportunity is, okay, I don't have to exchange time, talent, ability for money anymore, well, that's fantastic. Or if you're looking for a promotion or a career change, those are things that when you become joyful at heart, when you're assured of your purpose, when you're assured of your mission in life, that comes out of that outgrowth. And that kind of leads me to a thought that I also have, because we talk a lot. I mean, you can let me rephrase that. So there are certain people that are confident. You're thinking of confident people in your world. And then there are certain people that you think of as cocky, and there are certain people that you think of as arrogant and prideful. And so I think that these are gradations and some of them are accusations. I think, pride, that's a bad thing. Pride is probably the unsupported claim of greatness. I'll call pride the unsupported claim of greatness. Arrogance, I think, is telling people about greatness, whether it's unsupported or not. It's probably, if we're talking arrogance, I think arrogant lends itself to pride, and that's unsupported greatness, and you're spending a lot of time talking about it. Being confident, though, I don't see an issue. I don't see an issue in confidence. And the magical thing about confidence is confidence comes out of practice, study. It comes out of being an expert in the field, and confidence when it is attained is only perceived, it's never felt. Confidence is only perceived, it's never felt. You see, I don't start doing videos or go teach a class or sit down, at an appointment if I'm working with a seller or a buyer. I don't tell myself that I'm confident, and I'm not even cognizant of it. I go to work. That's that moment that I've prepared for, that I spent time in practice, that I've spent time working for. And whatever craft it is that you do, you don't feel yourself being confident in that moment. In fact, the only people that feel that you're confident are the people that are observing or on the other side or receiving the service. Like, think about if you go to a hibachi restaurant. The chef at a hibachi restaurant probably isn't sitting in the kitchen going, I'm confident, I'm confident, I'm confident. He's probably practicing, or she's probably practicing. And then when they get in front of you, because of the level of practice and dedication they have to their craft, that shows up for us as a person who's willing to spend knives on their hands and not cut themselves. What you don't see is how many cuts they had in the practice. You don't see how many times they dropped a spatula, or the onion volcano didn't work right. No, because they did that away from you. So what we see as confidence, that is the manifestation of discipline. Imagine that. I came back to discipline. Confidence is the manifestation of discipline. And it's the perception that those who see someone who has been disciplined in a craft over time, that's the result. Which is why when I talk to people and when I coach people and when I work through things with the people that I'm blessed to spend time with, we talk about the destination, we talk about the direction, we talk about the distance, and it always comes back to discipline, doing the things that need to be done whether you want to do them or not. And I think part of that discipline is taking time for you, taking time to think, taking time to dream, taking time to learn to be joyful. Because, it's a trope that gets mentioned a lot, but the person you are today, you is the person that 5 years ago you would have loved to be. And oftentimes that's true for a lot of people. You look around and go, okay, I'm really happy with where I am. I don't think that I'm done by any stretch of the imagination, but today I can appreciate the successes that led me to this place, the failures that led me to this place, the learning opportunities that led me to this place. So all of that is meant to make you think. Not an action item, not a go do. I think the only action item is take more time to think, take more time to dream, take more time to plan. Because when you can start getting into that discipline, the discipline of thinking about your future, the discipline of searching out opportunities, the discipline of weighing your options, and the discipline of learning contentment. I think there's peace there. And if I can give anything to anyone, it's not business advice, it's not financial advice. It's advice to find peace, because I think that at that point, when you're good there, I think then you're open to the learning, the molding, the growth. But you can't teach organization, structure, success to someone who internally is experiencing discord. So I think we first have to practice peace. That's the first step of practice. And when we learn to practice peace, it's learning to appreciate all of those things that are around us: the car you drive, the house you live in, the situation you find yourself in. I'll tell you what peace showed up for me this morning, and that's why you're getting this tonight. Peace showed up for me this morning. I walked outside. It was about 7:30. I was getting in my car. I was heading to the office. I opened the door, and immediately I was hit with probably the first cool morning we've had in months. I don't think it was that cool by any stretch of the imagination. If we look at the temperature, it was probably 65 to 68 degrees. So not cold. But just for the first time in months, I got that little breath of no humidity, not exhausting Eastern North Carolina heat. It was just cool enough that I was able to. I stood in my driveway, probably, and like my neighbors were probably very worried. I just stood in my driveway and enjoyed it for a minute, because it was the first one of the year. And I know it's Eastern North Carolina. I know we know what false fall is. I get that. So it's going to be like 9,000 degrees next week, and I'm prepared for it. It's okay, because it was a moment of peace. And when I find those, I hold on to them. When I find those, I hold on to them. I call them a blessing. I call it a moment from God where He reminds me of His goodness and how good He's been to me. Now, you take it for whatever it is. I'm not telling you to believe what I believe, or even agree that you can tell me I'm a lunatic, and I'm pretty much okay with that. I think there are a lot of people that would agree with you. Not necessarily because of that statement, just in general. But whatever the trigger is, and whatever the gratitude and the joy that comes after it, when you find those moments, hold on to them and enjoy them and take that moment. Whether it's God or the universe or just sheer happenstance, you're in a moment that you can enjoy peace. And so look for those, because that's what I want for anyone. I want anyone that would see this message and it would reach, is that you find places in your day to day that you can find peace, that you can hold on to it and enjoy it. Because again, success finds the joyful, those who are at peace in their heart. So I wish you peace, I wish you prosperity, and always make it a great day, my friends, and thank you for watching.